All right, let's
do
it.
Oh shit. Make sure you just edit the stream title just in case.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I have permissions to do that. I think.
Let me see what I can do.
I think someone other than me needs to do that.
Oh lord.
I believe Curtis is the one who's doing it, so you probably have to ask him.
Title. Nightbot isn't in this. Lord. This is a pain. Oh lord, we have to message somebody because.
I shall. Hang on.
Can. It's fine for now. I'd say just get it started and then.
Yeah.
We can it's whatever. The stream title is not the imperative thing here. I just think we should get it started.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I agree. I'm gonna try to separately on this. I'm gonna try to log out and log into Pikmin Community. Problem is I don't have two-factor authentication.
Curtis says he's able to do it.
All right. Great. Excellent.
Okay.
So I guess we're ready then.
Yes. Yeah. Here we are. Welcome.
That is some background noise.
Oh,
this is
Cap is in the work, so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think there's gonna be much you can do about
that. Yep.
Anyway, yeah. Welcome everyone. This is the first match of Losers Round 2 of the 2024 Playoff Debt Tournament. We have on the left side Ghostly, and on the right side UnderTheBed or Maya. And on comms, we should have Cap and Nightwolf, and Cap will probably have to dip out at some point, but Pi will likely be able to come in and help finish off. So yeah, with that, let's just get a countdown.
Sure.
Ready?
All right. Yeah. Everyone ready?
Yeah, yep. I'm ready.
All right. Excellent. You're gonna start when I say go. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's move. I'm gonna move these people out of commentary. One moment.
Oh. Mimi, can you go live in the Discord channel so I'm not playing with 10 seconds delay?
I forgot to. Right, I had it on in the other chat. Yeah. I forgot to turn it on here.
Yeah,
hello. Man. Okay, here we are.
Thank you.
So, Ghostly is the background noise me, by the way? The background noise might be me.
Yeah, yours background noise.
It's you. There's like fan noise or whatever. Like.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have audio noise suppression or whatever turned on.
Let me figure this out. Hold on.
All right.
Let me disconnect and reconnect for a second.
Cool. Yeah, they're both off. UnderTheBed started with a 4 whistle. That's unfortunate. Oh, that is now worse. Oh. Oh no! Oh dear. This is some unfortunate time loss. Oh, the angle's wrong. The angle's really wrong. There we go. They got it. Good. That's an unfortunate start, but that can be made up. We're getting into day 2. This is like the standard part of the run. They're all doing the day 1 extinction part of the run at the moment. So to have the intro cutscenes play in a much more favourable order and save substantial time. I think it's something like 6 or 7 minutes off the top of my head. we kill the Pikmin through an out of bounds trick on day 1, and then do a few days of growing. The other advantage of this is we start on day 4, which we want to do anyway, so we can get stuff moving. We get Pikmin growing on the earlier days, and then nectar on day 4. So yeah, we have to start with flowers almost straight away.
Hi everyone. I'm back. Is the background noise better?
That's much better. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. So, I mean, so far everything you said is right. I'll be interested to see how Ghostly's in my stack up here. I just have to learn some stuff. Ghostly kills the Bulborb a little bit farther away, so the cutscene's gonna play in an area where he should just immediately skip, which he does. That's sort of a more older thing where you just kill the Bulborb a little bit further out, and the timing of the cutscene changes.
Out of interest, what's the time difference on that, as opposed to having it closer, having to let the cutscene play a little bit?
I mean, fractions of a second. I mean, it's just the time difference that comes from, like, it walks faster than the Pikmin carry, right? So you want actually the Pikmin to walk basically as fast as it can go. Correct.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, Ghostly is a little bit more experienced on the early games, so he takes kind of a slight lead. Just in slightly faster movement. One thing that Ghostly didn't do is he didn't switch to Louis on day 2, so that you actually saw that cutscene play on day 3. The problem why you don't want to play it there is basically nothing happens during lockout in that section. Where in theory you can, actually wait for the sprouts to fall and lockout on day 2. So that's better. All right. Both have done their day 3s, so we can kind of start with general farming, which is nice.
Yep. Minimal theatrics, which we like to see. There's a little bit of awkwardness on day 1 from UnderTheBed, but they're still pretty even. So all looks good. Now we can get into the meat and potatoes of the run.
Yeah, UnderTheBed also does have a slight buff with loads, which obviously is a little bit frustrating if you're Ghostly, but Ghostly is the favorite and has a little bit more experience in that regard, so hopefully it doesn't come down to loads, but we will see.
Hopefully not. I assume Ghostly doesn't have a fast read end, as Maya's playing with Dolphin.
Yeah, I also think Nintendo makes loads a lot slower on Wii's. In a way that they don't. Yeah. So that's kind of the issue. It's one of those where like it's kind of an open problem with emulation. Luckily, because of seeding concerns, like it just becomes less relevant. So there's that.
Yeah. I see Ghostly's doing something. I assume that's old school. Just fully loading those 5 pellets. I've not seen that before. I think I'm too young for that.
Ghostly has realized no, that's not old school. He has realized he's made a mistake.
Fair enough.
Or he's trying some gigabrain strategy that I have not yet thought of. But no, he's going off the rails here a little bit.
Yeah. I have no idea what's happening now.
He's going off script. He's not doing he's doing this. Okay, this is so incredibly old school. Wait a sec. No, this is old. This is like extremely old school. This is like 2015 or something. Like, what the heck are you doing?
I've not seen this before.
Yeah, this is like super.
Wild.
This is the super ancient way of doing it. It's not good. I don't know. Like, Ghostly, what are you doing? I think he realized that he threw all of them on and then he committed to the old way, but basically, so this is what you did use. I do remember this though. This is like the super old way of doing this. This is just bad. Yeah, no, so, but I don't know. Does he? I'm gonna double check Ghostly's PB. Like, does he do this in PB? Because this is not.
I can bring up SRC. Let's have a look. Where's Ghostly?
It's fine, but like, okay, but I remember this. This is what you used to do. This was like this is like very early 2017. Like that's what beat we're on in terms of like what's going on there. Ghostly still coming out ahead just because he's just tighter than UnderTheBed in terms of execution, but like Ghostly, come on now, buddy. This is just one of those silly things where Ghostly's just losing time to just doing the wrong thing. But I guess Ghostly doing the wrong thing makes this race tighter, so why not?
Yeah, it's good for content. In a way.
Yeah, for sure. This is like what I'm like, if Ghostly, you're looking at this like, what went on there? This is just not right. This is just incorrect.
I feel like it was just the default. I've made a mistake. Well, this is how I can recover it.
Yeah, if he did this in other races though, I might have missed that. If he does this in other races though, maybe he's. That's the thing is like, did he forget the other way of doing it? I'm gonna look at his runs later. But I'm gonna, but like, this is like. That's like really old. Like we haven't done it that way in like a very long time. I don't even know if Jack would recognize that, because of how like ancient that is. That's like a deep cut.
So I'm getting advertisements, so I can't check the
No,
PB.
it's all good. Something really weird is that neither of them did the thing where you throw a Pikmin in front so that you can walk through the hole during lockout. Neither of them did that, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, I don't see why you would, even if you do that and you just do it totally wrong and you know you're doing it wrong, it doesn't cost you time. So yeah, that's quite interesting. They're very aggressive with the orange here, which we like to see.
Yeah, I think both of them played this about as fine as you can.
Neither of them doing the base thing of letting the whole cutscene play.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you can let the whole cutscene play if you're fun. You can only do that when you're positive that you're not going to be interrupting stuff during lockout, though. Like, I mean, UnderTheBed also, like, the treasures were a little bit closer together for UnderTheBed, and that actually cost her some time. Actually. Funnily enough. But just because that means the treasures were overlapped, and that means there was no carrying going on during lockout.
Yeah, because it pauses the whole second if they both collect at the same time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you don't actually want the treasures to be perfectly overlapped. You want them to be staggered. Like, optimally, you want them to be staggered just slightly. This is another, like, ghostly thing where, like, yeah, like, dog, just ignore it. It's fine. Also, don't whistle those. You're fine. You have 26 Pikmin, dog. It's okay.
I feel like they killed those bulbs the wrong way around. The first one wasn't a threat. I feel like the second one, to be safe, UnderTheBed was right to kill. But I think Ghostly got it the wrong way around there.
This is where I just get to be like, they're both wrong. Just like, no. Just don't kill it. You're fine. I also think, like, I don't know, marginal utility, if you have 53, which you do, like, losing one Pikmin is gonna lose not that much time compared to just, like, running. Like, they're both just taking, I don't know, like, killing them just takes forever.
Yeah, if you have to, it's better to do it on the way back with the purples running.
Yeah.
Interesting Pikmin management here.
Yeah, Ghostly just sometimes does things in a way where, like, Ghostly just kind of does things in the wrong order to make things easier on him. But I mean, and I get it, but I do think that's just kind of like a weakness that Ghostly often has. Where like I understand why he did that, right? Like for example, he threw one purple off to the side so that he can just spam the other purples, right, and have a purple left over. You know what I mean? Like so
Yeah.
that you didn't have to count. But the problem is, of course, is that throwing one purple off to the side early, like that's time that the globe isn't moving.
Yeah.
Like it's just faster to throw 6 instead of throw one to the side and not count. So I mean, I just think that's in general like a really good example of like Ghostly did this to make it easier on himself. But if he wants to go slightly faster, like in the game, like he has to start doing stuff differently. I get that there is also a little bit of like there's a race.
Yeah.
And he
We
doesn't
should
want to
expect to
overdo
see
everything.
some race safety strats, but I wouldn't say it takes that much mental bandwidth to just count.
Yeah, there's a bandwidth equation in here for sure. There's a bandwidth consideration.
Yeah. They are more or less tight though. I mean, out of VR1, which is nice to see.
Yeah. So yeah, the loads the loads are really bad on end of day. So like again, UnderTheBed is kind of taking an artificial lead here. I mean, you know, just in that like it just takes. But like the good news is, and you know, it's not as heavy on the cave loads. So now that we're kind of out of early game, hopefully like these end of days are going to be a little bit less common, and so you know, runner skill and execution is going to become more paramount here in these areas. All right. Fine. I wanna see how Ghostly. Yeah, they both kind of, you know, if you just long throughout the flowers, you can get moving a little bit faster. They both kind of drag there.
That one pellet getting stuck is unfortunate, but
But then Ghostly had a
Yeah.
sheer grub get stuck, so you know some parity
evens
there.
out.
The sheer grubs are more annoying, mostly because it's kind of a skill issue to not get both pellets. Because as long as the 4 Pikmin are whacking on both pellets, then you don't have that happen. So it's a little bit of a skill issue.
Yeah, I get that. So they're both
The
doing.
sheer
I
grubs in
believe they're
comparison
both
are
doing-
random.
Yeah, there will be some random differences that you can't account for. But it's interesting to see they're both doing the same format of this split, because I know there is a bit of an NA-EU divide on how to do this split. Oh, I think.
1 second.
Yeah. So I think so. Yeah. I can't remember what the difference is. Yeah, they've done this the way that I believe I would. Oh, mate.
No, yep. No, sorry. I was gonna say. I mean, there's like an EU divide, but I also just think, like, again, like Ghostly's more old school, and in a way, you almost kind of get these things where, like, there's a lot of stuff that Urban and I changed, like, kind of in the mid-level. Like, and part of that was actually walking back as Willy, and so in a weird way, like, the EU was also changing it in a slightly different way from that. So like Ghostly's kind of like by being so old school, he's kind of reconverging with some of like old back and forths. Because a lot of the like old US ways were stuff that like Urban and I were doing, you know, kind of in like the mid optimization way back in the day. And like Ghostly hasn't picked up all of that yet. And so some stuff gets reverted. And so in a way Ghostly kind of converges onto that.
Very good Hole of Beast 1 here. This is crazy. It's bad for bugs, but the faster we get out of it, the
It's
better. You can
actually
always
quite
make
good on bugs for Hole of Beast 1. I mean, if
Yeah,
so,
there
what you
was
could have done, Ghostly, if you C6 your Pikmin out and actually killed some of those bugs earlier, you would have lost maybe 1 or 2 seconds on the carry, but you would have gotten like 5 or 6 Pokos out of it, which for that good RNG is quite good. I might have actually made that trade. Just because of how much you could have gotten.
I believe the trade is 2 Pokos per second is a good trade.
Roughly. I
Yeah.
think that speaking of like guidelines evolving, I think that's one of those things where it's a very good guideline to explain to beginners, but I think ultimately, I think the calculations get even more complicated though as things progress. Because like there's an element of like where on what floors can you get bugs, right? So
Yeah,
because
for sure.
you
Like,
can get anemic earlier, which is why I think actually getting something on 1 is underrated, even regardless of exact rates, if that makes sense.
yeah.
I think Ghostly watching Ghostly do stuff is kind of cool because it is kind of like a museum a little bit. It is just because Ghostly he's a good player. He has good fundamentals. I mean, way back in the day, he got world record fair and square from IID and Kyson and Urban and myself. Like he's done it. But, he was there for a reason. You know. So like he has good like general fundamental ideas, but ultimately Ghostly did everything his own way. Like he just pioneered everything. I mean, I actually learned by watching Ghostly and improving on what Ghostly did. But Ghostly in general just kind of does this thing. And like so I think in a way it's kind of cool because it's just kind of like seeing like a historical artifact.
Yeah, for sure. I'm saying it's kind of based. So you know what? I'm gonna do the things I think it's gonna be. I think this is better, so I'm gonna do it that way. That is pretty based.
Sure. I don't think there's even too much of like like cockiness or confidence behind it. I think it's just more of simply like this is the way I see the game,
Yeah.
and I'm lazy. Like he doesn't have the motive. He just has the external motive. He just doesn't really have that drive to like do a ton of VOD study and review in that way. I think he's always has been more of a doer. He kind of just does what he wants and what he finds interesting, and he is very proficient. Like Ghostly's very proficient like across a lot of fields. I mean, like he's also really good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and like other stuff here. Under the Bed
Yeah,
had a weird, so he's a
but,
gamer for sure, but Ghostly kind of like fumbled with the Matites here a little bit too, or like,
a little bit,
same with
yeah.
Under the Bed. They both had weird but different Matite flubs here, which I thought was just like kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think Under
both
the
of them
Bed
play
came out of it
this.
a
Both of
little
them
bit
play
better.
just basically the same though. Just
Yeah.
weird flubs. Ghostly's doing the right thing, making sure that all the purples are nectared. I think that's worth it. One
Yeah.
moment.
So I've noticed from my own experience in a way where if you have all flowered purples on Enter White Flower Garden, that's considerably different time to even just having one leaf or 2 leaves because it just takes forever for it to walk up to the bag. Interesting, different strats. Ghostly's going for fast Empress and gets it. Maya's gone for
Yeah.
safe Empress.
Yeah, Ghostly has
Yeah,
that. Ghostly has that on deck. That's actually Ghostly was kind of dragging behind Under the Bed for a little bit. So this is going to be a nice pickup from Ghostly.
for
This
sure. Yeah,
saves. I mean, it saves about 15 seconds. That's pretty significant. So that's going to be a huge pickup for Ghostly on this race.
for sure.
And that's the thing too, where like Ghostly's going to have like if Ghostly actually decides to learn something, like he's gonna learn it. So like, the Fast Empress thing, right? He goes is like, oh, that's cool, and then he goes and learns it, and then he does it. Like it's like he's old school, but like, he knows how to play the game. I think in general, there's one of those things where it's like those like alternate reality and like other stuff there, like like those things, and like the alternate universe in which like Ghostly becomes like a VOD studying mastermind. I mean, there's a different universe out here. Like I think I think there is room to say like, oh, like he could actually be like a top threat if he wanted to do it like that, like
For
not
sure,
like
I don't doubt that. Yeah.
I mean, well, just he's just. I mean, different runners and like different people obviously will always have like a different relationship with like where they are in relationship to the game, and Ghostly's very much just kind of like, he's just old school, he just does what he does, and I don't think he's really worried about necessarily like getting world record or being the top of the top. He just kind of wants to play how he wants to play, and and I can definitely respect that,
Definitely commendable. Yeah.
He just does him.
It's always nice to have a healthy relationship with the games you play.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think he's, Ghostly seems very. I mean, I've met him in person too, and he's always very chill. So there's an element there for sure. All right, so there. Yeah, so Ghostly does the right thing here, where he's kind of like just sticking and covers. UnderTheBed's kind of there as well. Ghostly does the smart thing here, where he's waiting for the bugs to come up to start pounding them with purples to get them to die in time. Because the problem is with UnderTheBed, all those bugs that died late, those are not going to be collected. They're not going to be collected in time. You see how many of them are being carried behind the stretcher there? Like, those aren't getting collected. So what Ghostly did actually is good to actually confirm those bugs. So that was important.
Yeah, that will add up over the course of the run. I don't think they're too terribly different. There's what, 7, 8 Pokos between them, I think.
Yeah.
But that definitely adds up.
Yeah. I mean, but like 7, 8 now early, right? Like I think. I think margins in this game are crazy. Like, I think being 15 Pokos behind someone is actually crazy. Like, it's make-upable, but, like, I think it's... Like, to me, that's like, oh, like, someone is ahead on money. Especially set speed, right? Where, like, when they're ostensibly... One would hope that they're getting basically, like, the same amount of money. Like, the same amount of money. It's like, someone's 15 seconds behind, no one is getting luckier on... With set speed, no one's getting luckier on bugs than someone else, right? Like those 15 is just purely in terms of diligence of collection, and especially now in early game when there's like clearly not a time difference, like the fact that Ghostly was able to be more diligent on collection in basically the same amount of time is going to be like it's an advantage that he is grabbing basically.
Yeah. And that's where you kind of see experience as runners begin to diverge. But Ghostly, being much more experienced, is able to capitalize on that much better.
I think Ghostly also just is a little bit more familiar with what it's like to be down on money too. Like, if I was UnderTheBed right now, I would be looking at my money and like I wouldn't, be screaming, crying, and throwing up, but I would be telling myself like, man, I'm currently low. Like the numbers are definitely low, and if I was UnderTheBed, I would be looking at those numbers and I would be logging that in my brain, because then what I would want to do is I would want to go and say something like, okay, well, now that I know I'm low, I might have to farm later in caves to make up for the fact that I'm low, right? Like, it's not that you can't, there's always stuff you can do, but like, for the same way where like, if you know that you're really high on bugs, you can then maybe skip bodies that you would otherwise collect for speed, right? So it cuts both ways. But I think knowing where you are, I think knowing where you're at is like very important in that respect. But I mean, I want to say overall, I mean, there is some load considerations, but broadly speaking, very neck and neck.
Yeah, UnderTheBed's keeping it very competitive, which we like to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's also Maya. I mean, Maya is fine. just for people who are occasionally, I try to mix it up a little bit because, like the title's Under the Bed, right? So I got to be like, okay, well, like if I keep saying Maya, they got to figure out which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's all. Yeah, Ghostly did the smart thing here. He had some leaves, and if you're fast enough, which Ghostly is, he's going to be able to run during the lockout, so that wasn't any time loss. He actually was able to get that nectar and then continue to nectar everybody. That's something good to have on deck if you don't nectar everybody on the other wisp. You want to make sure everyone's nectared going into 4 and 5 if you can. It's not the end of the world. You can always nectar on 5, but it's just more convenient to make sure everyone's nectared before you head into there.
Yeah. And it's safer as well. You risk the tights doing it on 5, which I think was seen in one of my runs recently. Where I was so unfortunate. I got one Matite set and another one immediately afterwards. The first one got killed. The second one couldn't, and it was either load the body and the treasure or deal with the Matites, and it was a mess.
This was
so
crazy. I don't know if you grabbed
this was a ridiculous. Yeah,
crazy flub from Under the Bed. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
That's but that's the thing you gotta watch. Like when you dismiss and you're surrounded by poison. I mean, rough way to learn that lesson. I mean, that's just brutal. I mean, the annoying thing is if that played, if Ghostly played that, what actually happened is, I don't know, maybe Ghostly would still have this. Ghostly might have tried to do it off of the dice cutscene, which you can do. Because you just need to do it off of a cutscene. It doesn't have to be the poison cutscene. The problem is if you're Under the Bed and if you're not old school, you probably have never done it off of the dice cutscene, and you need to know how to. And you need to know how to time, right? And you need to know how to time that, right? Because you have to time the scale throws. You have to time the scale throws so that it's moving when the dice collects. So like there is its own latent timing that you have to grab.
Yeah. If you don't have that experience, you're just not going to know it, right? So it's sad that essentially forces the soft reset there.
Yeah, I mean, a reset that early, brutal to see. So like that's just brutal. I mean, there's no other way of slicing it. But I think this is the thing. Especially because it's losers. No one plays perfect. So like for example, Ghostly just 2-cycled the Snagger. Ghostly, come on, buddy. It's 2024. Or sorry, no, Under the Bed 2-cycled it. Whoops, I missed it. Never mind, Ghostly. You're my favorite. Don't sorry, Under the Bed. Come on, it's 2024. I'm sorry, Under the Bed. I didn't actually want to yell at you, but I yelled at Ghostly, so now I have to make it seem like I'm unbiased. Let's go, Ghostly. No, but I mean, what I was gonna say was, if Ghostly accidentally gets a flip glitch on an anode and nukes his Pikmin, right? Like that could also lose 2 minutes on Ghostly's side. So
yeah, for sure.
I think in general it's kind of hard in these because it's set seed, so you're not gonna be able to get luckier than the other person. So if you do go down by a minute, if both players are playing well,
So the reset on that 4 is nowhere near as bad as it could have been because it was a really fast 4, but Ghostly had the same 4, so it does still add up.
You can also tell Ghostly's insanely old school by how he moves through the rock. He moves through the rock like the slowest person on the planet.
Yep.
Which is it's fine.
Zoomed in the whole way. I had no idea what was going on, but Ghostly has made it through.
Yeah, I mean, Ghostly, again, that's always how he's done it. For 8 years, 9 years, that's how he's done it. So that's the thing. Ghostly's been running before I've been, and I've been running for 7 years. Ghostly has been running for at least 8.5 years. When he first started running this game. So there's some stuff that's muscle memory that's very deep ingrained in there.
Well, I would put those reds on the dice because now they're just off in the middle of nowhere. But
yeah,
I think the difference is the same. Right? I think it saves a little bit to put them on the dice.
Oh, it saves. You should put them on the dice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. Some people just don't like. Some people are particular on when they want the dice cutscene to play in the split. I still don't think. I mean, I don't know. And of course, the argument is that it doesn't really matter, right? Because if they're up there, if they're on the dice or not on the dice, like they're not coming with you to Snagger Hole anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you might as well just get the timing that you want to get because there's no other thing to optimize for. Like if the Pikmin are up, they're not going to be used, right? So I do think there's a little bit of discretion. Obviously, we can like sort of have a debate over like what configurations are the fastest, but I think at that point they're really just going for comfort. Like as long as the dice is coming in before they're entering the cave, they're only losing time on them. They're only losing time on like the margins in terms of optimization of like what's happening during that time.
Yeah. I think there's an argument to say putting the red on it is better because the cutscene plays whilst blues are growing.
Yeah.
Which is something I've heard from Kemi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call it dice time save. I mean that's a very real thing too. But like even dice time save, like how much time does that save? Well, like
It'll be a couple of
seconds.
seconds. It's
right. That's what I'm saying is like, and also depending, it also may not. Okay, but here's the tricky thing: it saves a couple seconds. But if you're getting a late start on the gate, right? It doesn't actually matter how much time you save plucking if the gate isn't down yet, right?
Yeah.
You're knocking on. That's the tricky thing. How much time does it save? Well, you save 2 seconds plucking, but how much time does it save actually entering the cave?
Yeah,
Well,
that's the trade-off.
that's a little bit right. Well, that's a little bit tricky, right? Because basically, you only get that time save if you've gotten like a first try blue or something where like the Pikmin have been knocking on the gate for longer, so the gate's already down, right? Because if you get there 2 seconds earlier, but then you have to wait like a second and a half, maybe you might be saving some time, but you're not going to be saving all of that time, right? So so I mean, I obviously the dice time save is better in the long run, especially when you have really good luck off the Snagger Hole knapsack. But I'm just saying that like people, it's a very common mistake. But, consideration is necessary when it comes to understanding stuff. A lot of really good stuff here from Ghostly. I just want to point out. Ghostly's always been pretty good at combat. Ghostly just attacks the chrysanthemum, gets the stun, and he just keeps moving, right?
Yeah, it left a lot of purples on that map.
Oh yeah. Well, because you wanted to confirm the kill during the stun.
You want to confirm the kill. You'll make sure you collect it, and you don't really need them for this part, unless you get really unlucky and there's 12 more mums.
I just want to note. I just want to note that Ghostly also was being like extremely meticulous on making sure that basically every single enemy that he killed was getting killed. Like extremely meticulous. I don't even know if I would be that meticulous. This is the kind of thing that again, like he's just doing what he's doing. But I think that you really want to look at. We should look at like Pogo differences out of this cave after UnderTheBed, because I think this is where Ghostly's gonna be like, okay, like Ghostly knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's really gonna basically like pop off in that way.
And if you collect enough, you might even still be skipping mine, even if you get, say, tape, not even TST, if you just get a tape and you've gone absolutely ham on bug bodies, you can still skip mine. Like we saw Max do in round 1. He skipped mine without lens. Just because he went so absolutely ham on bug bodies and then gambled on Cookie. Obviously, I don't recommend gambling on Cookie, but
I don't think Ghostly would ever gamble on Cookie for what it's worth. I think that's too not because it's not good, it's just that it's too new school. He just wouldn't do it. I just want to point. Just because normally I don't like super get into commentary debate with chat. I would say they're debatable, Curtis, but I also just think like that's the thing is like that's like Ghostly's call is like Ghostly just wants to like Poco Max right now, especially. But he always just wants to play it that way. I think he always just thinks that bugs that he kills. I mean, Ghostly is in general again like he just has this old school mentality of he doesn't see margins like that. Like it's just hard line. He's like I kill it, I collect it. Would that last one be? Would the last one be good? Well, good is hard. But you could load it out. I agree that if you loaded it after the strawberry, it might have been better. But in general, like I don't know. I mean, it's just more of a philosophy thing. I'm not defending the philosophy. I mean, I think he can be even faster with it. But like that's just how he operates. He sets up these rules for himself, and then he follows it. Ghostly also, by the way, one of the OG incredible gauge readers. Ghostly really has that gauge reading on deck, so he's scanning, but he knows from the gauge that it's close. And he's probably going to check the other room now. Yeah. Oh, he got spooked.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's
And very well
quite good.
played, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, quite good. But like, that's the thing is, like, he's one of those OG like gauge readers. So like, he saw the gauge at spawn, and he knew like there was only a couple spawn points. Oh, and they're going the other way. Ugh, yeah. But
That's fortunate that there was no electric gate there.
yeah.
I don't think
he still
the
lost-
difference
he
is
lost two white now.
massive. But
He
yeah,
lost
losing
two
the white
whites.
sucks.
That's well, but again, he's ahead of under the bed because of the reset. So that might make it close later, but like, but but yeah, I mean, but he saw the gauge, and I think he played it right based on where the gauge was.
Yeah,
But
for
then
sure.
he also, but no, but that's the thing is also like he did this
Ooh,
thing,
nice.
and he hooks up.
Right. I wonder if Under the Bed's seen it. Will that boulder kill the electric gate? I wonder. Oh, they're
Yeah.
going around? Oh no, they haven't seen it. Oh no. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this plays out.
Interesting alcoveless on 5 though. I don't see where Spawn is compared to where Ghostly is now. Oh yeah, Maya's found the beetle and it's floating. That's unfortunate. So that happens when the beetle lands on the captain. Yeah. Which is unfortunate. Oh! Okay, nope, that was scary.
That was an insane dodge. Like actually insane. I was clenching.
So I refrain from making the joke that I normally make on my own stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. The pathing stuff is weird here. I have no clue how the pathing worked on that 4. I want to take a look at that again because that was interesting. I don't know. Maybe it
was very
was on.
close.
Maybe it had to do with. Maybe it had to do with where specifically where the temple was. Maybe it was closer
I'm
to
thinking-
one waypoint than the other waypoint. Might be a
I'm thinking
waypoint.
either that or that room was connected to the spawn room by going through the path the magnet took, but not through the other path, possibly.
Want to point out
There's
that Ghostly is an OG. He knows TSC's bad.
No TST gamble.
No, he doesn't do
Sad.
it. I'm sorry, Ghost is base. He's just like, no, it's garbage. I don't want any part of it.
Now, gambling on TST is funny, and I will always do it for content.
I'm not actually trying to come off like that biased, but just like it's just another again very like old school thing where like I don't know, there was kind of like a weird full circle where there was a while where it's like TC is garbage. Oh my god, he lost another white. Holy crap, Ghostly has just absolutely no whites. No, but I was gonna say, like there was kind of this meta where like Ghostly was like, or sorry, like old school was like TST's terrible, and then there was like a brief middle point where like, wait a second, TST might be kind of good, and then we've kind of gone full circle to like, TST's kind of terrible again, actually.
Yeah. There was discussions going around, mainly in Jack's stream because I hang out there a lot, where there is a theory that says if you're trying to juice everything you can out of your PB, you should always gamble on TST.
I think it's kind
But
of,
you,
okay. I think it's
like,
kind of hard because okay, I think it's super tricky. I think if you're getting TST, you have to play. I think the problem is, I think if you're getting TST, you have to play the game so incredibly differently than most people play it. Then
yeah,
it's kind of hard. I also think that in general, sometimes with Jack, it's kind of hard because you can't look at overall time save because Jack is going to be fast no matter what he does.
yeah,
So you can't look at like, oh, I got a 132 with TST. TST's good. I'm like, no, that's not how that works, dog. If you lost more time getting, like, could you have gotten a 132 if you had just skipped TST and instead just, done a normal no lens run? Because you've also gotten 132 no lens, right? Like, you got to prove to me that like the TST actually was like the faster play. I think that's the hard part. Is a
yeah.
good time with TST possible? Of course. That's not really the question though, right? Is it worth it compared to just like saving the time later? I think that's the harder thing.
Yeah. We've got Pi in the chat here confirming that TST was on the closest Nagret. Probably wouldn't have been a bad one if you gambled on it, but yeah, it's that question of is it really worth it? Do we need it? Because say if FC6 is really good, then that's just objectively better, right? Or you
Sure,
can just
yeah.
get lens, which is
Also, yeah,
also
and
decent.
like
Yeah.
it's also kind of hard because like, okay, so the run without lens is a very anemic run in general. Or like you're going to need a lot of support money to make that work.
Yeah.
In comparison, right? So like that's like the point of comparison right now. So you're gonna need a lot of support money to make that work. Um, and lens with the head is like 70, and aquatic line is like 35, maybe 40 seconds for 80. So like, you also have to make, so if you do TST to skip mine, you have to get 10 more
Still have to
bugs.
get 10 bugs. And there's also if you're
Then
comparing it to lens, lens saves even more time because then that's less bugs you have to go and collect as well. So it's not exactly a 1-to-1. You'll just get 10 more bugs. So yeah.
all right, yes, Nightwolf. Now that once Ghostly enters BK, I'm afraid I'm actually going to have to dip. But
Okay.
but,
Unfortunate.
but thank you.
Yep.
Unfortunate, but thank you so much for helping cover. I mean, I think if I have to give, I can't obviously be in comms, but I might be able to come back later and be in chat a little bit. But something that I would always like pointing out is like, I don't know. Notice the way. I mean, Under the Bed's great, too. But just because Ghostly's old school, really notice the way that sometimes Ghostly manages his Pikmin, because I think some stuff that he does is really good, and some stuff that he does is very weird. And I think it's really cool to see, like, what stuff was ultimately taken and what stuff ultimately has kind of become obsolete or upgraded. So I think there's a lot of meat there. I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff to say.
If so, I bet we'll be seeing a lot more of it coming up. That'll be fun.
Yeah, there was a little bit. The timing here was super weird, only because Ghostly had no bites. So there was
Yeah.
there was like a very awkward. There was like a very
Nice going
awkward.
for the nectar bonus.
Yeah.
If you're going for that,
I think that's fine. I don't know. Yeah. Some of those Jack makes it look so much faster. Like, I don't know. Like, that was fine, but like that definitely.
I was thinking that like the glint did manage to run a decent distance away.
It's hard.
And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, if you're doing that, should you be including the blues in it? Because you'd be backtracking more, but does
It's
it
kind of
even
hard. I
out?
think the globe at a certain point isn't actually, because keep in mind that like you can't really move on until there's a certain distance carried with like the globe and the bulb and at least the healing cast to a certain distance until you can perp swap. So like at a certain point, continuing to speed up the globe is just not actually helping you that much.
Yeah. Or Ghost is topping up whites. I don't hate it.
Yeah, no, it's smart. I think it's just good. I think it's just intelligent. I think it's intelligent race strats if you lost 3. Losing 3 is normally, honestly, a reset at the tippy top level, so this is just wise. It's just good.
Yeah.
And it's multitask. You know, like while it's
Yeah.
going, he's running to the hole, right? Like this is just good. This was just good execution as well. I mean, I think it's just correct. In any case, I'm actually gonna have to go, unfortunately. But Nightwolf, you got this. You're a champ, and thank you so much. And thank you so much, everyone who decided to watch this race.
No
Love
worries,
you all.
Cap. I'm here to
Thank you, Cap.
take over for commentary.
Oh my god, thank you so much, Pi. Love you. All right, peace, guys.
Peace out. That's it. Oh, welcome, Pi. This has been
Hello.
an interesting one so far.
Well,
We've seen
what
a
did
lot
I
of
miss? I
old
just
school
got
lists.
here.
Ghostly is very old school. I'm learning.
Oh yeah, he
so,
definitely is. He does a lot
yeah.
of what's the word I'm looking for? Not like bad, but kind of older strats. Yeah.
Formerly good.
Well, what have we
Finally
seen
some
from
quality
Ghostly so
shade.
far?
We saw the most interesting day 4 I've ever seen. The meticulousness of collecting the bug bodies as well on Whiteflower Garden 2. Cap pointed out. Every single body that, every single bug that was killed got collected. Even the really far ones, making sure as going like cool bug collect done carry.
Interesting. So
yeah.
Ghostly's definitely not going to have a problem with
Ghostly
Bugs Bunny
is
then,
probably going to be
'cause-
very healthy on bugs.
because it looks like we didn't
yeah.
get lens in this run, so we are going to need a bit more bugs than if we didn't.
Yep. No gambling on TSC. This
Yeah,
4
sorry.
looks bad. Oh, this is
But
kind of bad, yeah.
both the treasures are right there on 4, though.
Yeah, them being closer adds, but I don't want to say it's top to bottom, but there is still a long way for them to carry.
Yeah, that is a good, like, 2 rooms away.
Mm.
But at least they're both together and didn't have to like, continue looking after finding one of them.
Mm. That does offset it. That helps a lot. I think he's going for the nectar here, which will be very helpful. Oh no. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna try to get those blues.
Oh, almost
Ooh,
disastrous
bunch of-
on 2 here.
And on
Ooh.
fire for Maya there. But
Nice, be nice and like and toasty around here. We don't like that cold weather.
very nice going saving them from that fire, though. Doesn't look like you had any deaths there, I don't think.
1 or 2, but the treasure didn't stop moving, so that does help. It is difficult when you've got that many on fire running all over the place. Not stopping the treasure or whistling off at all is very difficult.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
it was
pretty
well
impressive.
managed. Yep. Yep, this is top to bottom. Curtis confirms. Yep. Terrible 4. A white and a purple. I think Miming says died. Let's see, this 6 doesn't look great. Being managed well.
Oh yeah,
though.
looks like we got another top to bottom BK6 here. This is
Yep.
not a good play. These treasures are gonna have a long way to come back.
Yep. He has pre-cleared all the enemies, so you won't need to worry about that. It probably would have been better to clear them on the way back. Leave a captain here, start clearing. But then you wouldn't get the bugs. So you would clear it faster, but there'd be no bugs here. And as we've been seeing already, Ghostly is being very meticulous about making sure everything's clear, everything's safe, and all of the bugs get in.
My opting to grow a few purples here on 4. Did you lose some earlier,
might-
making up for that, or is just trying to
I
get
would
extra?
assume so. I don't think I caught any. I think there was the 1 on 2, but that's all I've seen.
I think I just caught another white death for Maya here on floor 4.
Yeah, they both had a lot of white deaths, but Ghostly grew 5 whites on 1. So he's more or less even. So yeah,
Still probably around 20 then.
more or less, yeah. We'll see the numbers on day end shortly.
Right. So let's see what Maya can do
7.
here on 6.
Oh, I do not like this Fire Geyser management, but it was handled quickly for what it was, so can't hate it too much. I'm going to parrot Curtis a little bit here. I think you should just be fanning reds on that. It's just quick spray, gone out of there. And there's like nothing that can go wrong with it.
Yeah, when you
just,
use like everyone you have, you're just kind of sitting there waiting for them to finish. Even it's not going to take too long, but
all
it's still.
these. Yeah, it does save the time, and these orange bulbs are being fun. And I mean,
Dealing with both of them at once.
Oh, EU stun. EU stun.
Only one.
Nope.
Only the one got stunned. Oh, there's.
Oh no.
A lot of purple loss. Just gonna take the reset on that. I hate to see
That's
it.
unfortunate.
Yeah, true. You should really just go to one of them, wake it up, kill it, and then go to the other one.
So what you can do on that floor, if you identify that the skull is all the way in the back, this was mentioned. I got the same feedback on this. You can run all the way to the skull, and then get the dig on that, and then whilst it's digging,
And then kill the bulbs
take
on
the
the way back.
purples to kill the bulbs. Yeah. Oh, that's not the treasure one. That one's not even in the way. That's unfortunate. We don't need to be dealing with that. But as long as Under the Bed collects the bodies,
Won't be a total waste.
it will even out. Yeah. I agree. His Pikmin management is impressive, to say the least. Miming. But when we get the bulb, choosing the far end. When the bulb takes way too long. I can't read.
Oh, like
Oh
killing
yeah,
the
like
bulb
having
makes-
evenly spread whites on the bulb and just the skull. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd need to you'd want to put your whites on the bulborb treasure if you kill that second.
Yeah.
But then you don't have your whites on the far treasure. How did that purple not blow? Yeah, Pikmin that are panicking from fire or I think just panicking from like mitites
It's
as
metites,
well. Don't get blown up.
water, poison, and fire. If they are undergoing some difficulties, they can't get blown up. Which is a niche that comes up quite nicely on SMC4, funnily enough.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I believe it is including metites. I think I've seen it happen. Yeah.
It is mitites as well. I've had that happen to me in 216.
Yeah. Very nice niche. Remembering it can save a lot of lives. Oh, that is a clean battery load. We like that.
Was that all 20 whites?
All 20
saw.
whites.
Very nice. Love to see
Yeah.
that.
It doesn't look like Ghostly will be killing the bulb, but that's pretty minor. When the carry's this fast and everyone's already flowered and all that, you're not too bothered.
Yeah, just kill it on the next day. It's only gonna take a second.
Yeah. That ball block should die? Yeah, it does. You have an unreasonable amount of lenience with that ball blacks, I've noticed. It kind of just can't go wrong.
Yeah, you They did not make it very difficult,
Yeah.
considering that it's vulnerable on the get up while it's waking up.
Well, a little bit of fluff, but looks like Maya will be out of BK. Ghostly's on a nice, healthy 20 purples. I didn't see the white numbers. 60 blues, very healthy numbers by the looks of it.
Looks like 58 blues, so that would be what, 22 whites? You
I
said
thought
20
I saw
purples?
20 purples. I think it was 60 blues. I might have seen that wrong though.
58.
58. Yeah, 22 whites is a decent amount. I think that's no T-posers. So we should have a good split.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Ghostly
look,
going for the
Ghostly is
lifeguard.
doing lifeguard. I think it's the first not strictly old school thing.
Yeah, this was only developed like about 2 years ago. He didn't put
I
the
can't believe
blues.
it's 2 years.
He didn't put the blues on the gate. That could have been a little bit quicker. Like he
Oh,
put the blues-
did Maya forget something? Did UnderTheBed forget something? Oh no! Oh, Curtis is caught. Something has been.
Oh,
forgotten.
4,700 Pokos. Yeah.
Oh
that's-
yeah, yeah. Oh no. That's gonna be fun to.
That's got to be down
recover
like
from.
200 Pokos, right? That's.
No lens, so about 200. Yeah, I think the guy Roy did not get in.
Gyroid's 250. That would have put you above 5,000. I think it's.
100 something. 4780. I didn't think it was. So, oh, it must have been something on an earlier floor then. Yeah, something has been forgotten.
Must have been. We'll have to pay attention and see how she makes that up.
Yeah. At this point, if you notice this, at this point, you're probably gonna go right. I have to get Mal, or you gamble on FC6. Considering its race context, I think you should be going for Mal if this
Man at
happens.
legs, yeah.
Yeah,
That seems like a good backup.
yeah. So yeah, because all the seeds were vetted, you know it can't be towerless. So you just go right. Cool. We can't skip anything, and we know it's safe to do Mal. And then you just don't gamble on MC6.
Look at that, like frame for frame treasure
Yeah.
collection, just different treasures.
Ever since I got oh, what was the term for it? Shadow Lugiad with Ursidae. I'm always just staring at that Ursidae going, right, how is that thing's position on the floor? Is that gonna go into a wall?
Oh,
When
when it
carry. Yeah.
when it like
I've been mentally scarred
spawned
by that.
way off somewhere.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. $63 blues for UnderTheBed. 17 whites. That's not great. That's 3 deaths.
I guess you want to grow whites on SCX3 and SCX4.
Yeah. Hopefully the 3 is a nice one. We'll see in a bit. I believe this tray's in the back here. Looks like at the top of the stump.
Yep, that would be
So
potentially
awkward,
ghostly,
but not a terrible one.
Yep, good that Ghostly checked here before checking the main rooms. Found the treasure here. Oh, not putting whites on it, does that mean Ghostly's going to be going for the tape here as well?
If you see tape is in a good spot, I don't think this is bad.
Tape is
Oh,
right
that is
here.
that is a really good spot. I like
Yeah,
this.
that is probably one of the best possible tape locations. It can't really be much closer. Must be, yeah, no alcoves here. It looks like there's a big sort
is it all
of
just
corridor
caps?
connecting two of them.
I think it was all just corridors and caps. Or there's like one alcove with the hole in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a crazy one. So we mentioned this when Cap was in here earlier. Because Ghostly's gone as ham on bugs as he has, he could theoretically skip mine with that tape.
Ooh, that's an interesting play. Yeah, that tape will definitely let him skip something.
For sure. I didn't see what the poker pace was leaving BK, but once we get out of FC, I'll be able to look at that and go, right, cool, yep. Extra bugs, and that's a mine skip. Oh, blues won't get up there. No, that won't work. Oh no! Oh, the grass digger throws went wrong.
Oh, mine doesn't have any purples up there.
There's only 2.
Oh, only 2.
Yep. Oh, that cannon beat is gonna kill everyone.
Oh, that's
You've got to
that's
do
not
it.
looking good. Gotta get out of there.
What's the backup for that? You have to.
Do you just drop down, grab a purple from the landing site? You have to, or come back later.
Louis should have
even know.
napped back. So you'd bring the squad back around with Louis, do more throws to get and one more purple up there, and then just load the thing with blues as quick as you can, get it down, and then run round.
Just running all the way back with Olimar just to get more purples here, I guess. Meanwhile, Ghostly moving on to SCX3. See what we got here.
This was always one of the fun ones that I don't know how to read, let alone understand. It looks like a good one though.
Going for combat first. Looks like I don't see any other treasures over here, so the other 2 must be off in the other direction.
Yeah, that looks like the end of the road that way. This floor is huge.
Yeah, good to get.
This is, yeah. There's going to be
combat
quite
out
a
of the
long
way.
carry.
Good to get combat out of the way early, and yeah, considering how far away they are, I think the play here is actually to do combat last. But,
Oh no, they're all dead. Oh. Alright, this is a clencher. Oh dear. Right, the thing is down.
Okay, did get it. That's
Yo, that-
really gonna.
Look at that blue. That blue almost killed that blowhog.
What a badass. Let's go. Ghostly getting even some more whites here.
When the floor is this large and they're just this free.
Yeah,
Why not?
it's got so
Yeah.
much downtime here. I think there wouldn't have been as much downtime if you went for the treasures first and then the combat second.
Yeah. I think
But once you
yeah.
once you see that that's the case, they're basically free whites.
Yeah. And then you can skip one of the flowers on 4 if they're spread out.
Yeah, definitely. Or, I mean, if you really want to, just have 5 extra whites.
I mean,
don't know
why
how-
not? They all add up. I believe that reaches like a critical mass of where you've got too many whites to use them effectively. Just like half your whites will always be just stood doing nothing. So why did you farm them? But that's quite a lot of whites to be at that point. Oh dear. You kind of just have to dismiss your whites on that and kill it. Oh no. Oh, well, this is unfortunate. Yeah, it's up at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Checking all the way around first.
Yeah, here we see the based skip 1-4 from Ghostly.
I mean, the
Does Maya see the tape?
is
Oh, you have
also
to deal
gonna
with
go
that
for it.
poison.
Gotta get that poison first.
Yeah. They're in a bit of a unique position here at the moment with no whites for this poison.
It is possible
Oh.
to deal with this poison without whites.
Yeah, you would have to do the
But-
purple pound trick. I mean, this works out. I suppose
It works with
if you wanna go
non-purples
for it.
as well.
Oh, they could just. Oh yeah, they do the same thing. You don't have to get the pounds. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh no, you have to deload that. That guy's gonna cause problems.
Oh, yeah, you should. Once you saw that,
Or you collect the body, I guess.
yeah, that's an option too. But once you see that he wakes up, you really want to like zoom in, keep him unloaded, so that he's not gonna walk over and mess with you.
Or
Meanwhile, what's Ghosty got going
this is
on?
a tight, scary 6. But
Six,
I was
yeah,
very
there's a-
scared there that that purple pounded just as a bomb rock hit the floor. So that was very dangerous. But
Oh well,
You got away with
luckily it didn't
yeah,
pound the bomb and blow everyone up.
that would have been a very sad way to lose this floor. Because this is a really good 6. Everything is just
Yeah, everything is real close. Looks like Ghostly played that really well.
for sure. We've hit that point where both runners are in SCX at the same time, meaning keeping track of both of them is getting increasingly difficult. I say that was a nice, good, clean SCX 6 there. It'll be interesting to see how Maya handles that.
Yeah, definitely. And let's see what we got going on 7.
Absolutely, Miming, for sure. That was very well played. This 7 looks mean.
Looks like the
I agree with
Ghost
that.
is gonna lure
Yeah.
Romeo off the ledge there, and he's gonna take care of combat right away.
This is one of those cases where you probably would see a difference between playing as though you're in a run and playing as though you're in a race, because it took a lot more time to do the lure that you could have done if you just went in guns blazing and just risked it. And you also lose the bugs for it, but this way
True,
ensures there's
but
no
it is-
theatrics. So
It is a lot safer,
Yeah.
and that since you don't have anything to worry about, that combat was very clean.
exactly, yeah.
Now, where is
So
the last
definitely wise
treasure?
to
It's not over by the tape. Well, it is way over here. All right.
some very strange 7 and
Yeah, very, very
terrible.
split layout here. Got the tower in one direction, one treasure in another. Last treasure all the way in the back.
We hate to say it. I think. So here's where Maya played the SCX3 differently. She's gone for combat last, and collecting the further away things first. Obviously, difference in management and dealing with this hazard. At this point, you just kill that fire geyser.
Yeah, definitely. Already lost
We're
a
just
purple
losing
and
guys
a
for no
white
reason
to
here.
it.
Yeah. Please just kill the thing.
Yeah,
She's
I think
recognized it.
that's what she's trying to do here with that dismiss.
Like, I don't hate trying to play around it first, but when it's you risk it causing problems if you don't deal with it, and yeah, you just don't need to. You just don't want to cause problems. So yeah, Ike Curtis has hit the nail on the head there. I've definitely felt that as well. Yeah, Ghostly has played this with immense sauce, as you put it. That was
Absolutely,
very
yeah.
well handled whole way through SCX6.
Ghostly has some very nice plays in there. Yeah, that SCX6 especially, I think, was fantastic.
Oh, nice healthy 74 coming into FC. Ooh.
Alright, we're growing more whites here on 4 while Ghostly makes his way towards Frontier Cavern. Ursidae comes in, Ghostly has just under 7,000.
That's really good. That is in Mindscape area. What was the count? 6, 9, 7 something?
I think so. 69, 72, was it? I already forget.
Yeah, that's very close. If you go ham on bugs here, you are in skate mine territory.
And that is exactly what Ghostly's been doing so far in this. Both.
Yeah.
You were the dude bugs right away.
This is a very unfortunate doodlebug spawn. And it doesn't. These bugs are kind of out the way. You would struggle to get these, but I trust Ghostly would make it work.
You killed him, he's gonna collect them.
Yep.
Alright, let's
Curtis,
see Maya's,
Curtis is out here running at people. Alright, no disasters yet. Oh, that bomb's a problem. Please recognize the bomb.
Get out of there, yep, okay.
Alright, minus 2 blues, but that's
2
fine.
blue deaths, but that's not too bad. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, whilst that bomb diffuses, yeah, please deal with these anodes because they are causing anxiety. You have to flip that anode.
Uh-oh. That's gonna be another reset.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. I mean, that's pretty base. That's a pretty base Twitch account and a pretty based first message. You can't chance that. You have to respect that bomb.
Speed runs Twitch account.
Right, I think that anode's far away enough from the other one to not be a problem. But as we've seen a lot, anodes can wander. So depends how spicy you're feeling on letting that one live. Looks like the other one's died though, so it should be all safe. And And cool. That looks like 6 is more or less cleared. You'll have to either pick or speed that up.
Oh, there's that
Or
bomb
stop
though.
it. Yeah. Nope. That you could have avoided that by speeding it up, but that was a snap decision. So at that point,
It
yeah,
was
you have to stop
probably
the decision.
probably the right decision.
Yeah.
After already resetting on this floor, I think you wanna
Yeah. You want to respect. all the
above all
hazards.
else make sure
Yeah.
it doesn't happen again.
6 is just one of those floors that can just destroy people like that. So it is what it is. Now Curtis Max can't talk like that. He's too northern. He's definitely young enough to be able to talk like that, but with that thick northern accent, I don't see it. Alright, this three is interesting. The Bulbmin, I think I see what he's done. I think Ghostly has left Olimar there to distract the Bulbmin, which is pretty cool, if that's the intention. Because otherwise they could cause a rather large problem. Yeah, these Pikmin are too close for the Bullbear to focus on anything else. I haven't seen Candle, so that's concerning. But I would have.
Yeah, maybe it's off the other way.
Oh, Olimar's getting munched on.
Oh,
Oh, buffering. We have lost our feed. -1 purple to this Groink. Not terrible. It's playable. You can grow 5 more on FC1 if needed. Oh, no free advertising. La 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 la.
we got an ad.
This Groink is being funny.
A little bit of trouble with this
It's,
Groink here.
It's what do you even do? Like, it's obvious you can obviously still deal with it, but your reference point of where to throw the purples when it's off center, the thing like that, is completely thrown off. So
Right.
outside of experience, okay, cool. That was no okay. You need to zoom in to deload those bombs when something like that's happening.
2 whites lost. Alright, Ghostly starting FC4 now.
This is the dangerous one. Enemies look rather spread out, so this might be an easier one. It looks like a good one with the marble right there.
Marble's
There
right
should
there.
be an alcove across the room with the other thing in it. Either that or it's down a meme corridor. Alright, it's right there.
Nope. It's out in the back corner. That's, it's got a long way to carry it, but seems relatively easy to play.
Yeah. He's got almost all of his whites right here, so that'll just zoom
Yeah,
in.
almost
No theatrics.
almost all carried with whites, looks like, too.
Looks like Ghostly got the Bulbmin during the intermission.
Yeah, Ghostly is definitely one to kill enemies rather than just flip the enos and get out.
It's safer, but it's not faster. Well, you don't want to leave whites on that Ursidae. You need those. This is an interesting strategy. Just put all the reds on. Just, please. Okay, you've got to ditch those reds somehow. Those will slow you down. You've got to go all the way, all one or all the other.
Yeah, should have put all the reds on first.
Yeah. I do like being able to go all reds in FC, but I also don't because that means you've had a lot of blue deaths. But having a mix makes menuing just harder. You're
Right,
shuffling
having
colours in
to
your hand.
like
Yeah.
swap through 4 types instead of just 3.
Yeah, which is
'Cause-
why the bulbmen aren't worth it because not only do they not really make up, like getting the bulbmen gives you plus 10 Pikmin. So in theory, cool, amazing, sick. You like that? We lose a couple of seconds to the cutscene. They don't really make those couple of seconds up, and they also make shuffling through the Pikmin harder, which is
Oh
why we don't
yeah,
get them.
so once you
Yeah,
get
Um,
Baldman, that's going to be 5 Pikmin types.
yeah. So having reds to start out with already starts you out with 4, so you're already at a little bit of a handicap in that sense. And if you do end up with Bulbmin, sometimes you just end up with them and it's unavoidable, right? It's faster to just tank the fight, the 2 seconds cutscene, than it is to just like sort them out somehow. That will just make it even harder later. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Jack with the based commentary in chat. Yep,
Yeah,
so,
I guess I guess Maya's got everything except yellows.
I mean, we can get those. We can come back.
Yeah.
Ghostly is just absolutely turbo through this. Getting that dig. Sorted nice and quickly. This guy, okay, he's got loads of buttons. So yeah, a nice uneventful FC. Good clean Pikmin.
Very nice, and those treasures should be coming in right around the same time. Oh, actually got the bell in first.
Power of the whites. Very well managed.
Very well done by Ghostly.
Alright, so this is interesting. I wonder if Under the Bed knows the purple trick here. It looks like they do. Absolutely based. Very nice. Oh, nearly.
Gonna
One
get the
more.
second one up there.
You need to line it up a bit better, or have a bunch of them and spam them. Yeah.
Camera's at the weirdest angle right now. You gotta fix that camera
Yeah.
angle.
That's just gonna make it harder for you.
What are you doing? Alright, there we
Okay.
go.
We got out of it. I don't see why you would do this because yeah, you'll just have that happen. You don't take that risk. Yeah. If those bulbs are an issue, what you can do is stand on the other side of them, zoomed out, let the cannon beetle shoot them. Or you can just deload them, move away, and just fix it afterwards. You know, you have plenty enough Pikmin in your squad, so it probably would have been, yeah. Wait, you said what she did? No, as in once the thing is already down, and then you load it with whites. You
Right,
prioritize.
looks like this time she's walking
Yeah,
up
no risks
ramp.
on that. There's dissent in the Twitch chat. Where are the moderators? Oh, and we've got COS1 here. I didn't see Ghostly's Poco count leaving FC, but what I'm imagining is going to happen is either mind skip or a skip somewhere in GK.
I imagine Ghostly's gonna get mine.
Yeah.
Because the way I would be thinking about it is, okay, I didn't get Lens, so I have to get mine, and that's as far as it.
Yeah.
He could
It's
be thinking
much...
about it more like if he knows the Poco thresholds very well, he might be able to.
8195 after an 85 collect. I didn't see how much that was actually worth. Which is actually really healthy. 8145 needs like 35 bugs extra. This 35 is skippable. It's doable.
It's doable, but that's gonna be. That might be
I assume that
tough.
number doesn't include GBB and Bull there. So you don't want to be in a position where you just go Hail Mary on Cookie. Yeah, that makes sense.
You could always go for Master's Instrument. Although,
True.
if you're going to get an extra to skip mine, you'd probably go with Love Nugget, right?
He's already skipped Love Nugget, so it can't be that. How much is Master's Instrument worth? It's 30, right?
I think it's 30.
Yeah. So that is... Collecting Master's Instrument is, in a vacuum, faster than mine, right? So you just have to find 5 Robux. I don't hate it, but I feel like there's probably something you can do that's slightly better with that skip. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Curtis. You would skip a GK score. And then you can just also just ignore bugs, right? Which is a time saver on the sale. Oh, more buffering.
Skip something like a small on GK6. That.
Yeah.
I guess that would be the way to go after. Yeah, because Ghostly did get the SCX1 tape.
Yeah. So Ghostly's got biblically large numbers for no lens. So anything's on the cards at this point. I didn't see quite how well. I'm looking at Myers at the POV at the moment. They're having some difficulties with this FT4. Now,
Yeah, gotta get that treasure moving.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you kind of just have to load it and flip the anodes and run. 3 of them there. I get that it's scary, but you can't just like faff around and not touch them. Please stick away. Okay, cool.
It doesn't have purples with her either, so that
there's like 2 purples. And this is where the fact that she's got 5 Pikmin types in her squad makes it even harder, because you're not just going to be able to grab a Pikmin and it'll be a purple. You're going to have to menu through those.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have to menu double check.
Anodes,
double check that you actually menued right.
Because I believe there are Bulbmin. Yeah, there's Bulbmin in that squad. So it's like Jack said so eloquently in the chat that I shall not repeat. You really cannot just leave those anodes around and like try and ignore them. You have to deal with them, and you just have to try and not panic. Right, which I get the feeling is what happened there. My Under the Bed kind of like panicked slightly, I imagine, because there was a lot of things there. But if you just slow it down in your head, you go, right, the snitch bugs have purples on them. I just got to pick off these anodes. I don't even have to pick off all of them. Only one of them is really in the way. Okay, cool. Game plan. This is brave, though, this handling of 5. There's a lot of Mamutus, and there's going to be a lot of gardening. I assume the game plan is to just force the thing through and just purple the Mamutus. Ghostly, that is the wrong side of the BLL base. It's much easier if you're on the inside for this.
I don't know. Does he know that?
I would assume so. From the side will kind of work. Okay, it's done. The boss is clear.
I'm surprised why Ghostly took like all of the Pikmin into that fight and not just the purples.
Yeah, that was I didn't clock that. I just saw the non-fight. What? I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah, you like just take a small squad of purples and
yeah.
oh my god.
Oh, we have more dissent. Oh, he's a moderator as well. There is nothing we can do. They are all moderators. Alright, FC7 here for Under the Bed. Looks like at this point she's taking minimal, if any, risk. Yeah, you just load that, you kill that guy.
88-22.
Oh, that orange could be a problem if you don't deal with that orange bulb. That could be a real big problem. I hope they just gas past it, I guess.
Maybe try to distract it.
You'd have to do it sooner, because the problem you've got here is now you've got to distract this bulb and the other one that's in front of the yo-yo. Okay, they made it.
Yo-yo's fine.
23 extra bugs.
Yeah, so Ghostly
for the mine.
Ghostly is getting mine, so probably gonna skip a small treasure on 6.
60. You'd skip White Goodness. I think that's the most ecological skip, or economical skip rather. But if White Goodness is really good, then you would skip a small. Would you still go for bugs in the hope of skipping 2? Good question. This is an interesting scale tactic, but
you gotta make sure that all the Pikmin are right there.
I hate that camera angle, but he's up. He will be momentarily in GK. Yeah, so 40 plus 35, 75. Skip 2 smalls is 18 Pokos in bugs, which is doable. So collect
That's
18,
definitely doable.
double small skip, or skip White Goodness. Yeah, no, 7955. I think that's not really recoverable.
You're gonna have to maybe get Love Nugget.
You'd get Blood Nugget and you would cave complete GK.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, and
I wonder
if
if time capsule is possible. Let me.
I didn't see the 4. It might be. I mean, if you recognize the position you're in, you probably would just force it, right?
Oh no, time capsule is complete opposite direction from the hole. That's not happening.
Yeah, no. Yeah, unfortunately, Cap, she missed something leaving BK. We don't know what, but yeah.
Yeah, being down this much in Pokos is rough. I don't know what you. You're basically gonna have to cave complete GK and
I just
Go
hope
hard on
she's seen
bugs,
her
too.
Poke count and recognizes that.
Right. We could always back it up with Impediment Scourge after GK.
Yeah, that would be rough. Especially, I don't know how much experience with AT Under the Bed would have, because you'd have to do that AT knapsack for the. Oh, yes, just getting done. But you kind of have to, right? She's
Yeah.
definitely recognizing something she's in. Cave complete is only plus 55. Yeah, so you'd cave complete with Love Nugget.
Just
That's
go
plus
get as many bugs as you
95.
can get.
And Force TC. Yeah.
Oh, and Ghostly gets bread bugged.
Unfortunate. One shitter TC. 40 plus 70. Yeah. Yeah, that adds up. Yeah, that's right. And then with mine on top. And then you're back on. Is this Puffy? This Puffy is kind of dangerous. This is an interesting way of dealing with the Puffy rather than loading your. I don't know why you wouldn't just load your whites. Oh, only one thing's moving. Oh, this has been a rough day.
Yeah. I would have downed the Puffy blow
Oh,
off.
that path as well is nasty.
Oh, it's going all the way around.
Yeah. This is a really bad 3. If the entire Twitch chat right now can do the world a favor and ignore that first message, that would be appreciated. Thank you. Oh dear. We are out of the disastrous 3 as Under the Bed enters a 3 of her own. So these look okay for bugs. That's a good couple of anodes you can get as long as you load them. I wouldn't just let the Pikmin just grab them like that, because there goes your whites. There goes your speed. Yeah. Fixed at least, but yeah, you don't want to be making that mistake. The enemy density in here is kind of, especially there's no purples in this squad. This is a situation.
Yeah, the lack of purples is really not helping.
Yeah. -1 because one's buried. You can't really risk that. You kind of just have to pluck them and deal with this
Ghostly
guy.
having some trouble with these Moke throws. He is doing Louis, so he does.
Yeah, this anode is scary because anodes are deceptive, right? Because initially they look like they were nowhere near each other. There's no way they can spot. But then one of them wandered over so close that it was pretty much in range. Ghostly, please line them up and do them okay, cool. He's got them. With every enemy on the way in starting to get last. Yeah, it is one.
Well,
But I think at this point,
killing
she's
every
had
enemy
enough
on the way in
soft
would be good
resets.
for bug money.
Yeah, she's
Kinda
down
what she
bad on
needs at this
bugs. And given that she's had multiple soft resets, especially to anodes, I think at this point you just go, you know what, I'm taking absolutely no risk. I just want to finish. So at this point you just go, Well, I will take my L, and I shall hold it with pride. Yeah. Yeah, it could have been less risky. That's true. There was other things to cause issues. There was a couple of anodes that just weren't dealt with. At this point, I would be posting question marks. But the early ones, I do get that.
She's going out of the
We'd
way
have
to
to
get a
back
time
that up.
capsule.
Yeah. The good news is it looks like she will be able to finish. We do not want a second
Yes, that would.
DNF. That would suck. But oh,
That would
this
be
is
good.
scary. Okay, cool. These boulders are always scary on this floor. It is pretty base to just ignore them, but yeah, it is scary.
Yeah, just ignore them. Hope it works out. You've only got one floor left anyway. It's not the end of the world if you lose.
Yeah. So you
Some
can
of
go
your
down to
Pikmin.
60 Pikmin here and not lose any time, if I remember correctly.
You can go down to 20 Pikmin. It's fine.
Or you can go down to 7, as we found out the other day.
7? Was that what it was?
That's what it was.
I remember seeing like 16 at one point. I think that was.
Yeah,
I think I just
that
sort of
was,
mentally
yeah.
checked out after that.
I was not mentally prepared when I started that run. So I had that death on EC2. And I'm already there thinking, the run's over. This is it. Cool, GG. I am not going to play well. And it spiraled from there. So skill issue on mindset, I suppose. Because there was a lot of avoidables that could have just been avoided. There was a lot of... there was a soft reset that could have been had. But, you know,
Yeah.
we live and learn. This GK6 being dealt with very nicely as well, though. It's shame that GBB has gone major walkies, but you know
I having a bit of
that's
trouble
just
putting
RNG, I
the
suppose.
BOL's
Yeah.
feet here.
7 purples to do this is rough, but this is still incorrect. Okay, that's correct. There you go. Done.
Nope, needs one more hit. There it is.
See, but the difference between you and me, Curtis, is that my defeatism is much greater. GBB is down.
Yeah, but it looks like Ghostly actually took Pikmin off of the donut, knowing that he doesn't need the Poco.
I mean, pretty based. I mean, yeah, just collecting everything is just a flex at this point, I suppose. Oh yeah, cool, the donut's gone. Cool, get that out of it. We don't want that. It's got pink icing. We don't want that. We like a nice glazed donut around here. And shy of anything otherworldly disastrous, that is a ghostly win by the looks of it.
I don't think anything can happen at this
I don't
point.
think there's anything that can go wrong.
A
Like,
squad wipe to the electric wire on the way to the.
Redbug was left alive and it crashed the game.
Yes, that is.
Yep. That would be one way. So, well, you would just soft reset. I'll say soft reset. You'd hard reset at that point and finish, but
Right.
unbeknownst to Ghostly, you would still win the
Congratulations,
game.
Ghostly.
GG to Ghostly. And hopefully Maya can clutch this out.
Maya's hopefully
and
just
not
got
finish
one
until the
last
input goes down.
cave to get through.
I believe, yeah, she forced TC and she got Love Nugget. So She should have the Pokos left to still finish. Yeah, put one more blue on that, thank you. Here we see a much better handling of the scales, which is nice. Oh, that won't work. Okay, now that should. Yep. It won't. Oh,
no.
this is fun.
I thought
Zoom
that
in.
second
It'll be
time was
easier.
gonna. Oh no, the cutscene.
Oh no, this map's dead.
That lockout doesn't. Oh, she still went
Or not.
early. Yeah, I don't know why she was doing with so far zoomed out there.
This
Not
should.
that it really matters. I
There
guess
you go.
it's.
Oh
no!
no! I think I know what Under the Bed's feeling right now. Considering, yeah. But,
I've definitely
yeah,
failed that
it's,
knapsack by running off the edge so many
Mm.
times. That's never fun.
But
All right, is she
looks
gonna
like
try to cave complete GK here? Looks
just like she's going
it-
for it. Yeah.
At least going for Master's Instrument.
I don't think this way of going for it is necessarily the best way, but
Only
I
needs
suppose
13 bugs
you
and
don't
normal
really
treasures.
care.
Well, now she doesn't
Do
need
you
any
just
bugs.
copy-based? Yeah, you just collect every single one of these dwarfs, and you go sod it. This is
8834 entering GK. So at this point the normal treasure should be enough.
it should be. There was what one or two of those bulbs got in there.
8845 means
So that
you
should.
don't need the big boy. Yeah, so she
Oh,
actually
she's already
does
got
not need
enough.
does
She
not need
didn't
any
it
more
then.
bugs or
Um,
extra treasures at this point. Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. That also covers Bullbear. No, it covers DBB. You still need to get Bullbear, I think.
Yes. Well, maybe not because she's at 8866.
Yes.
I don't know the numbers.
15 and 10. Yeah, no bugs. I cannot math. That's true. All right, so let's see if the same eventualities happen here. Looks like she's identified that that's where it is, and I think that
and not
Clacker is. Oh, this is
Clacker was
even
in
worse
this
than I
other
thought.
room. Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, harmonic synthesizer was in the complete other room. It was. Yeah, really.
I thought it was just an
lit up
alcove.
lay.
Yeah, no, that's really bad.
Yeah, and Ghostly didn't get to it quick enough. He got bread bugged. Let's see. Now that Maya's had a chance to look at the layout, let's see if she goes the other way. First time here.
Yeah, this layout. I don't even know how I play this. Like, both of the treasures are awfully nasty in terms of distance. I think the clacker is slightly less bad, but the bread bug makes this awful. I don't think you can load the compass in time to not get bread bugged. I think you do have to go for this.
I think you
just
can.
Okay, cool.
But Yeah, I think it's definitely the play to go for it first here. Ah, that white Pikmin tripping into the electric.
Yeah, that.
Nothing you can do about that.
Mm. Okay, I think this is clear. Oh, okay, you're good.
Yeah, let's go all the way around. Still gotta watch out for these.
Oh, this guy
Yeah,
could be a... Ooh! Okay, that was close. But we made it. We are alive. Oh, minus one more white.
One death though on the.
Alright, long throw that purple. Long throw a purple onto that guy. Okay, everything's over.
Oh!
It's over.
Oh no!
Yeah. Those anodes make
Yeah,
this
gotta
very interesting. Like,
take care of those anodes better.
yeah.
Just like
I think going for the clacker first here is correct, mostly because of those anodes. You can't just trust the compass to make it through those.
yeah, definitely.
Because they always stay loaded if they're not flipped. Is that right?
You got me.
I think I heard someone say that you can unload them if they're flipped, but if they are upright, you can't because they roam or something like that. Yeah, just take no risks here. Just dump them all on that.
Didn't
So
know
yeah,
they were roaming enemies.
there's some weird thing. I know they don't behave like normal guys. I don't know if Curtis can enlighten us. But oh, this is scary. Okay, I think you make that. Alright, good. Okay. Annoying, but
Okay.
you stomach that. You can
Yep,
you can definitely
got it.
stomach that.
Just keep going. Flipped it.
Alright, watch
Anodes.
watch the other guys. Okay, bailed. Bailed, I guess. Sure.
Sure.
You know it's not safe unless they're flipped. Yeah, that's the important thing, really. If they're not flipped, it's not safe. So yeah. You don't have any purples in your party. This is scary. Okay, we're fine. Also, this blowhog. Oh, something did happen.
Yeah, she was down to 49 Pikmin.
Ah, yeah. This is a tough 3, evidently.
Yeah, this is it's a little rough.
It's not being roaming that makes you immune to deload. It's just all roaming enemies happen to be undeloadable. But the actual flag to be deloaded or not is independent of it can roam. That makes sense. Thank you, Nubtub. Oh, no help for Breadbug this time. Want to manually load that thing. Right. What's the safe thing to do here?
Kill all the.
Do you just go? I've wiped to these guys 3 times now. I'm going to kill every single one.
I wouldn't even go
Or
this direction. I would go the direction that the treasure is going to be carried in and like systematically kill them all.
yeah. When you see a layout as tough as this one, the bread bugs are learning. They both rushed it. Nice.
My god, imagine if the more you reset on a floor, the more the enemies learn too.
You do not have to kill anything on this layout. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
You don't have
Um,
to kill anything, but like once you've squad wiped 3 times,
I think she's gotten the hang of it. At this point, you don't even keep those other Pikmin in your party, like because now you're just hurting your own ability to throw purples. Okay, this guy has been distracted. Rip Bozo. Body block, nice. Cool. We are through. we are the boss floor is clear. Right. Interesting one. These moke throws, they get harder the less Pikmin you have available, right? Because isn't it pseudo random? I think it's pseudo random. Okay, we're going with the feed strategy. Sure. This is messy, but we've made it. Yeah, the moke throws get harder the less Pikmin you have, because obviously it's they kind of like randomly spread, not pseudo randomly spread. And if you can just send a ton of them, you're much more likely to hit it.
yeah, I would just dismiss, take only my purples, line it up, C-stick up, run, mash A.
Thank you for the deep philosophical. You're based. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Louis is
Even this with
causing
Olimar,
issues.
though.
No,
Olimar is
this-
the one that shouldn't be here.
Yeah. I say, yeah, technically it is Louis causing issues right now, but that's kind of if anyone's going to cause issues, it shouldn't be him. Oh, that was close.
Oh, got up there and slid
Almost.
off. Didn't know that could even happen.
Uh,
Oh, right, there we go.
This is the other benefit of having a lot in your squad, right? Because you see, Maya was having issues lining up the to the tree there. If you have a bunch in your squad, they just form a line, and that's your lineup. And you just make that in line with the tree. So yeah, that the low numbers makes that slightly rougher as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it is quite large, Ghostly. That is no, it's true. That's an unfortunate way of how the matchups lined up.
Yeah, I mean, that's always going to happen in
Yeah.
tournaments like this. We're going to have matches that are a bit
Yeah.
lopsided.
That's just how it is in any tournament. So you kind of just accept that. Wasting no time with that load there. Nice.
Yeah, this 5 was played very nicely, though.
Yeah.
Did a great job of loading the big treasure and running straight to the next one.
Here's what's happening now is what was supposed to happen on that 3. Right, please deload that beetle. Immediate.
You should already have a captain at the hole. You should just be
Yeah.
waiting at the hole already.
Okay, cool. There's one there.
Alright. Olimar's right there, and with lockout, it looks like that not even really losing any time to the hole.
Yep.
I was gonna say I didn't know where Olimar was. I thought they were both back there.
Yeah, I lost track as well, but we were outwitted. All right, GBB walkies. No,
Alright.
good. Oh, absolutely blessed. Be careful of those ones. Those anodes are about to kill everyone. Okay, they wandered
Still
apart.
got
They're fine. Oh, okay, cool.
okay. Yeah.
Really nice order of play here. This worked out really well.
Yeah, this 6
There's-
played very well.
Those anodes are still wandering away from each other. I wish I had that happen.
Now that never happens.
Hopefully she wasn't ghostly. That's true. The way I dealt with that is just by shutting everything out and just pretending it's a normal run. So that is something I would advise because that helped a lot with pressure and nerves and things. And hopefully that she's found a similar way of dealing with it. But it looks like that's basically it. There is nothing that can go wrong from here.
Yeah, once the eraser comes in, that should be it. Or oh, the egg.
GG.
All right, GG.
All right. And time. Lovely. So, I've just unloaded everything. Right. So that was Ghostly versus Under the Bed. Ghostly taking the win there. Let me bring up the challenge bracket to see who.
Yep, let me
else we've
just
got
link that in chat for everyone.
So
Coming up tomorrow, we have a race with Cap and Kemi. It's at 12:30 Eastern time. I don't have any other matches scheduled yet currently, but let's take a look at the other matches that are going to be coming up. That we got Jack versus Curtis, JPEP versus SBU, Kira versus Electric Fortune, and Max versus Heartpiece will be the rest of this round.
Cool.
So
big hitter matches for sure. Miming hits the nail on the head there. Yep. I believe that's it from us, unless Maya wants to hop in VC with us for a bit. At this point now, I wouldn't be surprised if you just want to go to bed. Yeah, the VODs should all be saved. I think all of them are getting highlighted.
Yes, they are. I actually have a couple that we've done that I need to go and highlight right now, but the VODs are all there.
Well, that's a lot.
And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern time.
See you later.